Over the past couple of months in the comments, some of you have asked if I get lonely, and if I do, how I deal with it. So today I thought I'd put together a video about how I deal with loneliness and how it can affect you as a narrowboater, particularly at the age of over 60. According to Age UK, 1.4 million people in the UK in 2023 reported feeling lonely at some stage, and their statistics show that up to 39% of people that have reported being lonely have had health issues, including heart problems, stroke, and mental illness. Now, as a retired police officer, I can say from experience that it is something that affects people, and I have dealt with it. I have suffered from depression in the past, back in 2010 at the breakup of my second marriage, so I do know how it can feel and how it can affect you on a daily basis. So what do I do to combat loneliness? Well, firstly, I don't necessarily suffer from being lonely. It's not something that affects me badly. There are times when I do sit there and think, wouldn't it be nice to be in a relationship or have somebody around or whatever? But I don't generally worry about being lonely, but I do know that it can be a problem to some. So one of the things that I notice that keeps me from feeling lonely is I have a routine. If you saw my video, A Day in the Life of a Retired Narrowboater, is I sort of have a routine every day. When I get up is obviously do my washing and get ready for the day, take the dogs out for a walk, have lunch almost nearly every day at the same time. Not necessarily always exactly, but around about then. So I always try and keep myself busy. Another thing that I do is I always try and keep in contact with family. I've got a 95-year-old mother over in Welwyn Garden City that I do her shopping for once a week. I phone her. I phoned her this morning, check she's okay. So I do keep in touch with her. Also my daughter, she lives quite local to where I am at the moment, in Aylesbury, with a 2-year-old grandson. I look after him once a week on a Wednesday, just to help out with childcare costs. Also my older daughter, who's got 3 of my other grandchildren, she lives over in Dunstable. She works during the day, kids go to school. But I've started going to see them more regular, visit them on a Saturday, take the kids to the park and so on. So I always try and keep in contact with my relatives, and if I do ever feel the need to talk to somebody, I'll just pick up the phone and talk to them. Another thing that I do personally is that I don't like sitting around doing nothing. I'm quite an active person. I think that comes from my background of military and police. In the army and the police. So I do like being outdoors. I prefer being outdoors than stuck indoors. So if I do ever feel that I'm being sat indoors doing nothing, I will put my walking boots on and go out and take the dogs out for a walk. Sometimes they get 2 or 3 walks during the daytime. So just being out in nature, as I've said before, I think it does actually help your mental health. And it obviously keeps you physically fit as well, just the walking. So getting out and about in nature, just getting out in the fresh air, even if it's raining, just put on a raincoat, an umbrella, and just get out. Something else that I've done more recently as well is I never thought about it before, but I've actually volunteered to help the Canal and River Trust. They have various things you can volunteer for. And one of the things that I've volunteered to help do is just part of what they call their vegetation cleanup. They have various things across the UK, and here in the on the Grand Union Canal, in the area I'm in, one of the programs that they're running at the moment is to clean up the vegetation on the footpath and actually on the canal, and they're working their way up. So they do, in this area, they do twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday for 4 hours between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and you can just go along and help them out. You don't get paid for it, obviously, but it's a good way of keeping in contact with other people. Quite a few people turn up, all like-minded people. A lot of them are narrowboaters like myself, so it's just a way of making sure that the canals are kept in a clean and tidy and usable position. But it also helps you mentally and also physically, because it can be physically demanding, cutting tree branches down, dragging them along the canal, the towpath onto the working boat. So yeah, so it's a really good thing. So volunteering to do things, just keeping yourself active. Another thing that I do is that I like to, at the end of the day, is I just sort of reflect on my day. So sort of meaningful reflection is that I've got a journal that I keep. I've got a journal that I'm writing for my 2-year-old grandson as a present that I got from my daughter a couple of years ago. So every day I'll look at that, and it's got questions in there about my life. So just gives me a chance to sit down and write things down. So just reflecting. I don't tend to worry about things too much. I don't get stressed, so I think that helps. But like I said earlier, I have suffered from depression in the past, so I do know how it can affect you. So they're the main things that I do to prevent loneliness, and there are other ways. So if any of you, particularly in the boating community, have got any ideas of how you can overcome loneliness, then feel free to put them in the comments. As you know, I'm always grateful for the comments, and I do read every one, and I will reply to them. So for those that have asked, and in particular, I'd like to say thank you to Michael Bradley, who asked the question, the last question about loneliness. So I did say to Michael that I'd give him a shout out. Thank you also to those that have become members of the channel. So I really do appreciate your support. And I hope you found this video useful. I know it's not a very long one this time, but they don't always need to be. So have a great week, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.